a no boy with a big mouth. I can blend right in with a loud ass crowd. Party people coming unwound. Gonna open up the bottle when the sun goes down. Ain't heard nothing, so why not? Turn up the tunes and line up the shots. Take it to the woods when we leave the bar. Can't stop, gotta party like a redneck rock star.
What is up, boys and girls, or whatever the liberals are labeling themselves nowadays? I don't want to offend anybody. Actually, in this video, I don't really care if I offend anybody. We're going to talk about some stuff. I'm not going to get into the Mr. Potato Head controversy because I think that was probably one of the most brilliant strategy moves for marketing by Hasbro ever. But as usual, controversy. Now everybody's talking about it, so I'm not gonna. Let's start off with girls and Boy Scouts. Now, from life skills, citizenship skills, fundamentals, survival skills, things that they could learn, I'm not fundamentally opposed to girls and Boy Scouts. Now, I do know that there's Venture Scouts that they can learn pretty much the same things, and I would assume they learn the same things in Girl Scouts, though I've never been a Girl Scout. I wouldn't know. I feel like, well, for one, remember, this is an organization that literally just filed bankruptcy due to the overwhelming number of lawsuits from the child molestation accusations. So let's throw some girls in the mix, see what happens. Even if it's not adult on child crimes, now you got to worry about a bunch of adolescents and some tents in the woods. Doesn't sound like somebody's brightest moment. But again, the good may outweigh the bad. Under, the proper supervision and given the right guidelines, it's probably not too much different than a lot of other camps. And okay, sure. But let's start with the highest honor you can achieve in Boy Scouts. An honor so hard to achieve that it's recognized not only by the U.S. military, but by numerous employers across the country and possibly across the world. From 1912 to present, approximately 2.3% of anyone that ever joins Boy Scouts will attain the rank of Eagle Scout. That's how difficult it is. Now, you're supposed to be 12 to join the Boy Scouts. Or have graduated the 5th grade. Now, if you're 10 and you have the Air of Light, you can join at 10. So, theoretically, some boys could have been in Boy Scouts for 8 years by the time they reach their 18th birthday. So, 2.3% of all the Boy Scouts that have potentially been in Scouts for 8 years will attain the rank of Eagle Scout. But like everything else in life, it's too hard. I gotta ask mommy for help. By 2005, it was 4%. By 2014, it was 6%. Until by 2019, they reached record numbers of 8% of people that join Scouts will attain the rank of Eagle Scout. Now, as you can see here, the number has been exponentially rising for years on how many percentage of people achieve the rank of Eagle Scout. Now, in the early 1900s, people probably had to drop out early to go to work, help support the family. This is understandable, but the greatest spike comes from about 98 to 2015. Coincidentally, around the same time frame, everybody started trying to give out participation trophies and make things easier to achieve because they're too hard and people don't want their kids to be disappointed. Life is hard. Get your kid a helmet. All you're teaching these kids is if it's too hard, find something easier to do. Is that really the outlook you want our country to have with the next generation? Now, I said all of that to say this. It is mathematically impossible to make Eagle Scout in under 20 months due to waiting periods at different and having to possess leadership roles at different ranks. It is highly unlikely to make Eagle Scout in under 36 months, 30 months if you're just hard charging it. There are a few people throughout history that have made it in about 22 to 24 months, but I mean very, very few. And an even more statistical improbability is that you will get all 137 merit badges. Less than 0.5% of anyone that has ever been in Scouts. And again, a lot of those people had a potential of 8 years to work at it, have gotten all 137 merit badges. Now, BSA is having a inaugural Eagle Scout event for the first female Eagle Scouts. Very admirable. Hard thing to achieve. My hat's off to them. Except, mind you, girls have only been allowed to join Boy Scouts since February of 2019. And already 1,000 girls have achieved the rank of Eagle Scout. Remember the time frames we talked about. And the first female to achieve the rank of Eagle Scout did so with all 137 merit badges. So you did something that requires a minimum of 20 months. And that is amazing. A statistical improbability at best. And compounded that with another statistical improbability. And both of the first females to achieve the rank of Eagle Scout came from the same troop. Now tell me they're not rubber stamping these things. And I don't want y'all to think this is an anti-female rhetoric. I am just as anti-females or males in female sports. If you identify as a female, then you should be able to participate in female sports, yada, yada, yada. Y'all know the rhetoric. I'm not anti-transgender. I'm not anti-gay rights. And I'm not homophobic. Here's my problem. Those people are genetically a male. They're physically a male. Of course they're going to be bigger, taller, stronger, faster. It's an unfair advantage. You're stacking the deck and rigging the system. Anytime someone has an unfair advantage or the system is set up to make it easier for somebody else, this is a problem. Now, BSA across the board has apparently made it easier to achieve the rank of Eagle Scout. The numbers have been going up even before females were allowed, percentage-wise. But almost 1% of every female that's joined in the last 2 years has done something that it typically takes 2% of people 8 years to accomplish. And what's next? You know, the leading factor after this is now we have to let boys in the Girl Scouts. So, I mean, I've got a daughter. I'm sure a lot of y'all out there have a daughter. How many of y'all want your teenage daughter somewhere in a tent with minimal supervision that may or may not be yourself, with a teenage boy or two floating around? It's logistically a nightmare, if nothing else. If you're going to let girls in Boy Scouts, that's fine. If you're going to let girls do anything, that's fine. But they need to be held to the same standard and accountability as their male counterparts. Or it's just a different type of discrimination. Wake up, America.